All right, you guys, I'm coming to you live from Macy's room where we have tapestries in our room because we're 13. I wasn't quite ready to make this video yet. I wanted to wait until I was home and I was recovered, but recent events have changed my mind. I need to tell you guys what I've been going through so that you understand that it's real. I know some people might not think it's real, and you know what? You are definitely entitled to your opinion, but I'm going to explain to you what I've been through and make a decision then. Do the research if you are a researcher. I'm a researcher, so I like to find people that are going through the same thing as me and talk to them. I know that there's a lot of skeptical people out there, but I'll start my story and tell you where I've been, where I'm going. So in March of 2009, I had implants, breast implants, smooth saline. I can't remember how much. Honestly, some people remember that. I don't. I don't hang on to those numbers. But anyway, they were great. Loved them. I still do. And I still have them, by the way. So knowing what I know now, I can go back to around 2013, 2014, and I can attribute some of my symptoms that I was going through then to the illness that I have now. So it kind of started as some skin, like a skin disorder. Like I was having some severe skin allergies, I guess you could say. But it was severe. Like there was times where I didn't leave the house because I itched so bad. And it started on my neck and it went down my arms and my elbows. And that's kind of where it started. It was just, you know, people are like, oh, did you change your detergent? Oh, did you change your soap that you use in the shower? No, none of that. So basically that's kind of my first thoughts. I'm sure that if I could go back and remember things that I had been through, I could probably attribute it to my breast implants, but I can't. So I can only go with what I know now. So fast forward to April 2018. Actually March, April, probably the end of March. I wanted to take out some tile in my shower that I thought had mold or mildew. So I set out to do that. And I took a hammer and a chisel and I basically said, this shit is coming out. I'm getting it out. I honestly, I didn't feel good. And I thought maybe there was mold in my shower. And I really did think that was what was causing me to feel sick. So I wanted to get it out. I'm not going to lie. I probably didn't use the right safety materials. I used gloves. I didn't use a face mask. Probably should have. What are you going to do now? Anyway, so after I took that shower out, I was in so much pain. So much pain. I thought that I had, you guys might remember me coming on Facebook and saying, you guys, does anybody have any experience with tennis elbow or tendonitis or whatever? What do you do for it? What kind of brace do you wear? This really hurts. And that's kind of where it all started, at least from what I can remember. So the pain was excruciating. I had this severe pain going down my neck into my arm. And I sit at a desk all day and I use a mouse. And that pain from the mouse was horrible. I couldn't sit. I couldn't. And people will laugh at me. My chair in my office, I had it so I had pads, and, you know, I sat on a pad, and I had like this pillow, and I would move my desk around all the time in different kinds of positions just to be comfortable, because it was tough. The pain got worse. It really got worse. So I was seeing a chiropractor a couple times a week, and that wasn't helping. And I remember going to my primary care doctor and saying, listen, something's wrong with my body. Something is wrong. I know something's wrong. I just don't know how to convey it to you how I feel. And I really didn't. I didn't know how to put into words how I felt. I had heart palpitations, really bad. I could feel my heart moving in my chest, and I still can. I still do every night. It's very scary. And I remember the doctor was just like, well, we'll do an EKG. EKG was normal. That was fine. So fast forward to maybe June, July, somewhere in there. I woke up one day and I couldn't see. I literally could not open my eye. And which, you know, it wasn't alarming. I just thought maybe I scratched my eye during the middle of the night. I thought maybe there's like a, you know, a scrape or something on my eye. So I remember I had to drive my kids to the orthodontist, and I was literally like this the whole time trying to drive. The sun was in my eye and I couldn't see, and it hurt so bad. And I went to urgent care, actually, and they did the dye, where you could, you know, put the dye in, and then they would shine the light to see where this scrape was or whatever it was, and there was nothing there. And she was kind of perplexed. I mean, I could tell that she was kind of frustrated because I couldn't see and she couldn't see anything in my eye. I remember thinking, does she know what she's doing? What? I don't, just find the scratch, write the prescription, and we'll go from there. But anyway, she couldn't find anything. So she did prescribe some kind of ointment for me, which it didn't help. But she did tell me to go follow up with an ophthalmologist, which I did. And 2 minutes, like literally not even 2 minutes, as soon as he looked in my eyes, he said, you have iritis. I didn't know what that was. I honestly didn't know. And he said it was kind of a marker for maybe rheumatoid arthritis or some kind of autoimmune disorder. And I was like, yes, this explains it, because I was in so much pain. So much pain. And so I was actually happy. Yes, let it be that. Let it be arthritis. I'm good with that. Let's get on with it. Let's prescribe the medication, whatever you need to do, if that's the road that I want to go down, if I want to take meds. So this ophthalmologist told me, skip your primary care doctor, go see a rheumatologist. So I did. So I got some recommendations from a really good friend for a doctor that was actually really good. I really liked him. So I went and had 7 vials. I explained to him that I had iritis, and that could have been a marker for maybe rheumatoid or something else. I didn't know. All I knew is I was in pain. Every joint in my body hurt. My knees, they were hot to the touch. My arms hurt. Everything hurt. So they did the blood work and called me. I couldn't wait for them to call. I was so excited to get that call, to finally tell me this is the reason that you feel so sick. And that call came. And they told me that my blood was normal. Everything was normal. Everything normal. Again, I feel terrible. I know something is wrong. but everything is normal. So on paper, I'm normal. So I scheduled a follow-up with that doctor, and he mentioned, I kind of remember him mentioning these idiopathic symptoms that mimic some kind of autoimmune disorder, but you don't have that autoimmune disorder. And it was very confusing. It was a confusing time, and I kind of just gave up. I did. I'm not going to lie. I gave up. I was like, I guess I'm just going to feel like this forever. You know, I'm not young anymore. I'm not old, but I'm not young. So I just kind of got used to it. And then, thank God for Facebook, you know, when you tell people the way that you feel, and you get people that actually they do care, and they will send you messages and say, hey, have you looked at this? Have you looked at that? Have you looked at this? Have you looked at that? My cousin, Vicky, thank God, I don't remember exactly how she sent this to me, maybe by email, maybe by text message, I can't remember. But she knew that I had breast implants, and she asked me if I had ever considered that my breast implants were making me sick. No. Why would I? What? That doesn't make sense. And I was in denial for a very long time. A very long time. And she will attest to this. I sat on information for months because I didn't want to believe that it could be my breast implants. I still don't want to believe it. Who would want to go through that? No one would ever want to go through that. But she added me to a Facebook group, and I still was in denial. I sat on it. I sat on it for a very long time. And finally, I kind of think it was my mom who finally said, Stephanie, you have to look at this. You have to. You have to take this seriously. So I did. I did a little research on it. I finally kind of came to my senses and said, okay, I'll look at it. I'll consider it. And I went in, I dove in, and man, what a game changer that was to find out that there was all of these women who had the exact same symptoms as me. The exact. It's crazy. Even to think that saline, because saline is supposed to be the safe implant, they say. I did not know, because I remember telling my cousin, I have saline. And because a lot of women who have silicone are sick. And I kept saying, well, I have saline. So no, it can't be. But guess what? The shell that my saline is in is made out of silicone, which is making me sick. It's literally like being poisoned daily. It's the sickness is real. It's real. And I finally looked at it and said, okay, this is it. This is why I'm so sick. I had never had a mammogram in my life. Even when before you have your implants, they tell you to have a mammogram. I didn't. I was scared of them, actually. I just was scared. I didn't want to do it. And right before Christmas, I had a mammogram, my very first one. And, so I showed up at my appointment, and I was still kind of scared, didn't know what was going to happen. You know, you hear the stories and you hear people tell you what they're going to do and everything. And I remember telling the technician girl, I was like, I think I have breast implant illness. That's why I'm here. And she was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And I was truly shocked. She did not know what I was talking about. And I for some reason in my head, I thought anyone In this industry, this is your job. You would know what it is. You would surely heard of it before, right? She hadn't. And at my exam, she actually told me that she had implants. And I said, you need to do your research. You need to research this. This is real. Not just for you. Maybe not you. Maybe you're one that is not going to get sick. But for the women that come through your door, you need to know what this is. And I told her, I remember telling her when I left exactly what Facebook page to go to and look, because it was eye-opening, honestly, truly. And she told me as I left, she said they'll call you, or they'll send a letter. If there's nothing, they'll send you a letter, or else they'll call you. I got that call. I got that call on the Friday before Christmas. I did get a phone call. And I'm not gonna lie, I was actually happy. They found something. This explains why I'm sick. This is it. Finally, they're gonna explain to me that something is, I have a mass or something. And I was actually super excited to get that call. They couldn't get me in until after Christmas, which kind of sucked. But anyway, I remember going to the ultrasound, and my friend Bobby came with me. Thank you, Bobby, by the way. Everyone else was at work, and dogs barking in the background, sorry. Everyone else was at work. Bobby came with me. It was very scary. It was kind of the same thing, but the doctor came in to look at my ultrasound, and she told me that it was probably something that was benign, and they had a name for it. I can't remember now what it was, but she told me if I wanted to have a biopsy, I could, if it helped me sleep at night, but it's probably more than likely benign. And I mentioned to her, I think I have breast implant illness, thinking that she might know. I mean, she's a doctor. She'll know, right? She didn't. She didn't know what I was talking about. She shrugged it off. And that's okay. I was kind of expecting that. And at that point, I was just kind of done. I'm not going to explain it to you. If you want to research it, you can. I didn't say that, but I was just thinking that. So fast forward, that was the week between Christmas and New Year's was absolutely excruciating. I was in so much pain. I remember just so much pain. My limbs were numb. I just it honestly felt like I was being poisoned daily, like I was drinking poison every morning in my coffee, and that I was like just dying a slow death. And not to mention just the brain fog that you have. I couldn't even make a thought. I couldn't even put a sentence together. That's how tough it was. I dove straight in to breast implant illness, and I did so much research, and to find women just like me all over that have the same symptoms, and we're not making this up. This is real. This truly is a real thing. And I know there's people out there that they're gonna say, no, it's something else. It's not. This, I know without a shadow of doubt, I'm 100% sure that this is what it is. So after doing my research, there are 0 doctors in Missouri. That's Kansas City and St. Louis. There are 0 doctors that are approved to do a explant correctly. I'm sure that there are doctors out there that will do it, but they're not recommended because they may not believe that it is a true illness. And I actually was going to look at going to Costa Rica to a well-known doctor there. But it was Christmas break, and he was on break for a while, and I was not able to connect with that office. So in desperation, and true desperation, I did talk to my cousin who had her breast implants removed for other reasons, but we did connect, and I was an emotional mess. And she did recommend this doctor that I'm actually going to have my implants removed. She recommended him to me. I made an appointment sight unseen. I had not even talked to the doctor. I had just read what other people said about him and what his views were on breast implant illness, and I knew that that's where I needed to be. I knew without a shadow of doubt that he was going to be able to get these out and not leave anything behind, because some doctors will leave tissue behind because they don't believe that this is real. It's truly real. And in 2 days, hopefully I will be back to my old self. I hope. I don't even know what my old self is yet, but I'm hoping that all the symptoms that I have, which I probably haven't even mentioned half of them, I have them all. I'm hoping that they're gone. I hope that I'm a totally new person. That's my hope. And I do believe that this really is what is causing my pain, my anxiety, my heart palpitations, my numb fingers and toes and everything else. I really do feel like my breast implants are poisoning me. So I can't wait to see them on the outside of my body, not inside. And I know a lot of you have requested pictures. I'm not sending those, but I will catch up with you after my surgery and you'll see a whole new Stephanie. I hope. I love you guys.